What's up, guys? Chaz and Charlie. And today I want to discuss, just because you have a job or make money doesn't mean you don't still have a weed addiction problem. So since I made this channel, this has came up at certain times. Although I've never made claims that I don't think if you smoke weed every day, you can't work or you can't make a good source of income or you can't make a living. I've actually never made that claim. I don't believe that. And even in response to my last video, somebody commented, because I did the danger of weed addiction, where I use people, celebrities that have admitted to being addicted to weed, such as not Joe Rogan, but Logan Paul and Lady Gaga and Post Malone. So, obviously these people are rich and make a lot of money. Even somebody like Seth Rogen, who, promotes weed, obviously he makes there's obvious people who make a very good source of income and they smoke weed. So, I've never made that claim that you can't, make money by smoking weed. So people kind of kill me when, they say, well, I made $10,000 this week, or I made this month, and weed doesn't affect me. Okay, did I say that you can't make any money while smoking weed? That's not the issue. People can have many addictions and still make a lot of money. Hence, someone like Charlie Sheen, at the height of 2.5 Men, he was the highest paid sitcom actor in Hollywood, making over $1 million per episode. And he was on crack. So, something like weed, I'm very sure it's possible to make an income or a good source of income while you are addicted to weed. Now, the issue is that the only qualifier to it's not an issue? Can you say that, oh, well, I got a good job and I'm maintaining my good job, so I don't really have an issue? That's just justification. If, like I said, that was one of the main qualifiers for any addiction, whether it's porn or gambling or this and that, then, by that logic, most people aren't addicted. It's not just because you, like I said, have a good job does not mean you can't have change in your life. And what I would say to that is, if you can make, let's say, $1,000 a week while you're smoking weed, think of what you could do if you was not smoking weed. That's not you saying, I do this while I smoke weed. Okay, that's good, that's fine and dandy. So are you saying that the reason you make this money is because you do smoke weed? Or do you smoke weed every day? Is that the reason you're making this? So if you're making that while you're smoking weed, if you didn't smoke, I'm sure you can make probably more. Because you'll have, what some people have said, I believe it was George Janko, who was on the video too, that, they use weed, they think so much throughout the day, and your brain is going 1,000 miles a minute. Weed pretty much turns it off. So, to, get you some relaxation, and I'm not saying you shouldn't relax some part of the day. I don't think you should just work yourself 24/7 with no relaxation. But I also don't think you need weed to truly relax. I think you should be able to turn your mind off just by yourself without weed. And if you're smoking weed all day throughout the day, I think it's different. It's different if you perhaps smoke weed at the end of the day when you have done all your work and the day is over and you're just, smoking to end the night, sitting yourself to sleep. I think issues could still arise in that as well. But, okay, you make an argue that, okay, I do my work, I use weed once my work is over. But for those who are smoking throughout the day, starting in the morning time up until they sleep, which is a lot of people, I'm going to say if you smoke weed every day, in most cases you get to a point where you're smoking throughout the day. You're not just most people who... Hold on. Somebody wanted to... They saw me walking Charlie. They wanted to ask, do I want another dog? I told them my wife would kill me if I brought home another dog. I would kill myself if I brought home another dog. But anyway, if you smoke for a long period of time, I mean, I think most people can, if you smoke every day at nighttime and choose to do it every day, eventually you're going to get to a point where you smoke throughout the day. And you're constantly turning your brain off throughout the day. You know, if you are this, money, this go-getter, this entrepreneur, I can see where that possibly could be affecting you getting more money. Like I said, if you want to use the logic that because I'm making a lot of money, I don't have weed is not an issue, then, I mean, if you're so hyper focused on that being a qualifier of you not having an issue, think of what you could make if you didn't smoke with that logic. You probably would make more. And if you disagree with that, that means you would feel you're saying that, me smoking weed is benefiting or reason for me making a lot of money, which I'm sure we all can say that's not a thing, unless you are somebody like Seth Rogen or Snoop Dogg, people who are entertainers and who have made weed a part of their identity and monetized it. I get that. But most of us are not Seth Rogen, we're not Snoop Dogg, we're not Cheech and Chong. So we have to work regular, everyday jobs. And men, there's probably more so men that say that than women. As men, we shouldn't also validate ourselves based on our occupation, our job, our income, which I know is hard to do. We as men, because we are the bread winners, we are the head of the household. We do gauge ourselves based on how much we make, what we do, and that's a big part of our identity. But even aside from weed, we're more than that. We are, because we put so much focus on our monetary or occupational status, we don't value things like our emotional intelligence, our patience, our love, our kindness, our relationships. These things that are much more important, much more lasting than your job. So, although we shouldn't be lazy and we should support ourselves and support our families if we have those, I mean, just a job, just income. There's money out here to be made. Go make the money. But if we're still waking up smoking weed on our lunch breaks, smoking weed when we get home, using weed throughout the day, every day. Again, not people who simply just smoke weed rather for celebration or just every now and then, but people who have to smoke weed every single day. We can't deny we don't have an issue based on what job we have, based on how much money we make. And also, we're in a time now where jobs don't drug test. Back in the day, there was more of an issue with probably keeping a job or getting a job because we had drug tests, and you could fail drug tests. There may be periodic drug tests where you had to stay clean in case you get this surprise drug test. I'm sure they still exist in some sects of work or employment. But a lot of jobs now with states legalizing weed aren't even drug testing anymore. Even I know before I got my current job now, which was like at this point almost like 8-9 years ago, at that point they had stopped drug testing for a lot of jobs. I know one job for my transition warehouse job, I was at Nike and we got a drug test, and I'm like, I'm feeling like fail, and I'm feeling like at the job because I smoked weed this morning, and I smoke weed every day. But I took the drug test, and the girl said, okay, we are back with a bag of shit in my hand. She was like, you smoke a whole lot of weed. And I'm like, okay. She's like, and you can sit down. And I got the job. I'm like, okay, that was different. And again, there are many jobs that are not drug testing anymore. So you may feel like, okay, I'm not getting drug tested. That didn't affect me getting a job or keeping my job. So, it's not really an issue. Deep down, if it's an issue, no matter how much money you make, no matter what job you got, you may just be tired of feeling like you need weed to wake up. You need weed to go to sleep. You need weed to eat. You need weed to talk to people. You need weed to do anything. I felt like the idea of going to work and me not smoking and me not being high, I have to deal with people while I'm not high. So we may continue to smoke weed to say it helps us deal with folks while we're at work. Now, because we're using it to deal with people at work, does that still not mean we don't have an issue? I mean, we can just go on and on with the idea of what job you have, whether you have a weed addiction problem. We can go either way with that argument. But I'm tired of hearing how much money you make in trying to debate on whether weed is an issue. I don't care what money you make, and I've never made a claim you can't make money while on weed. I just want to help those who struggle with trying to quit weed. But I don't know, guys. Maybe you feel different. Maybe you're one of those millionaires who smoke weed all day, every day, and it's not a big deal. I would like to hear from you. Please comment below. And if you're making $1 million, all this money, and you're choosing to comment on one of my videos where, I'm a person who might have like 10, 15 views, and you're wasting time to write a paragraph talking about how much money you make. You don't make that much money. You got time to sit here and write paragraphs defending your weed use on a guy that gets 15 views. But whatever. But until next time, guys, please like, subscribe, share. Most importantly, comment below. And remember, we're all in this together. Peace. Still have a bag of shit.